All right. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Audi, and I am your host, Audi. So last week, we looked at how to deal with FUD. But the thing is that when we looked at those two experiences that I had with AMC and PEI, the question that most people have been asking me is, Audi, how do you know the difference between patience and your exit strategy? So my question that I've been pondering on for the past few days is, what is the difference between patience and stupidity? Hit the like button. And I think that with the exit strategy and patience with today's episode, we are going to try to determine how those two things can assist you in terms of your patience and also avoiding being stupid with your positions in any given stock in the stock market. As mentioned last week, there are technically only two positions in the stock market. You either have too much or you have too little. But in addition to that, when you are in a company for the long term, there is something that does play a part in it, which is your standard everyday human and emotions. The thing is that we have self-fulfilling prophecies, and therefore they are going to play on our positions, whether it's for the long term or for the short term, or trying to be patient when the price goes down and thinking that just because we are in this company, that the price is going to recover and hit the price that we anticipated it hitting. We feel as though because we are in this position, that it's going to happen. That's why we are special. We're unique. Things happen the way we anticipate them happen because it's just because I'm in it, that means it's going to do well, right? Because that's how we feel about certain things, as our lives have been influenced in those kind of predicaments where we feel as though we are the center of the universe, and therefore all the good things and bad things that happen to us, they must be, at the end of the day, be good things because it's happening to us. So the thing is that when we are in a position for the long term, we want to be patient for as long as possible. But even with patience, it can lead to us being entangled with our emotions into a given holding that we have. So the exit strategy, as mentioned previously, it's going to help you to be objective about your position in this company. So when the share price hits your exit strategy and you don't get out, the thing is that that self-fulfilling prophecy is going to play its role, even though you want to be patient and for the long term. But then again, how much does the share price need to drop before you have to realize that, okay, I need to get out of this position because now that I am emotionally invested in this position, and I think because I'm in this thing and I'm going to be patient, that it's going to recover. So the exit strategy is going to protect you from yourself and you making that self-fulfilling prophecy that just because I'm special and I'm unique and this is me, then because I'm patient, I'm going to sit down and wait and this thing is going to work out. But the thing that I did mention in my previous episode is that once you exit your company for the loss aspect of triggering that exit point, you can always get back in. Because the thing is that when you set your loss at the beginning before you enter the company, that is you accepting the fact is that you are capable of losing money. So that means that you won't necessarily be blindsided with something that you were not expecting before you went in. So think of it this way. If you are in a fight, you know that you are in a fight. So therefore you are anticipating getting some blows from the opponent in terms of in a fight. But the thing is that if you are walking freely and having a good time with your friends and someone just randomly walk up to you and then lays a blow on you, you wasn't anticipating that happening because you were not expecting it. So just the same way as those exit strategy help before you go into the market, they help to make you aware of the blows that are coming, because in the stock market you can gain money but as well as lose money, but having an idea of how much you want to lose helps to limit that blow of you not being prepared for that blow when it lands on you. So yes guys, you can always go back in at a later date by exiting, by taking that loss, and then sit on it and be patient if it's the fact is that you want to wait for a period of time. But even playing with our natural human tendency with our emotions, the thing is that when we are doing something that feels good, we generally want to continue doing that thing that feels good. But when that thing doesn't feel good, we want to stop doing it. So if the share price is going up, it feels good, so stay in it as it continue to go up. So when the share price starts to go down, if it feels bad, then you have to make a decision whether or not you want to continue staying in this company or if you want to sell it for the profit before it actually loses your profit that you actually attain. But definitely, when the share price goes below your entrance price, you have to make a sound decision whether or not you want to stay in this company because it feels bad, or is it that you're going to stick with your patience and try to say, okay, well, just because I am in this and I feel as though this company is going to do well, I'm going to stay in it. But then again, like I mentioned, you have to come to a point where you have to realize that, is it going to be patience or is it going to be stupidity that I'm sticking in this company just because I feel as though this company is going to do well? In addition to that, always remember that when you purchase a share, you are purchasing a piece of a physical company. So that share price is a reflection of votes of people that feel as though this company is valuable or not valuable. So the physical company, whatever it does, is a reflection of the stock price, not one-to-one, but it is a reflection of the stock price. And sometimes the stock price can be completely disconnected from the fundamentals of this piece of company that you purchase as a share. So for example, Gamestop, its share price rocketed over $400 in January. But is the underlying company worth that share price? That's a question for most of the other people who are in it to answer, but personally I feel that it is not. So that means that the share price is completely detached from the underlying fundamentals of what this company is doing, so that means that it's overpriced. But sometimes you may find companies that are underpriced because people don't necessarily believe in it just as much as you believe in it. So that means that you can probably get it at a cheaper price, but just because you buy it at a cheaper price doesn't necessarily mean that that company is going to be worth the amount that you anticipate it being worth because of what you feel as though it can accomplish in the future. So always keep that in mind, that patience is a virtue, but your exit strategy keeps you from being entangled with your emotions into the share performance of the share price of the company or even the company as a whole by you mitigating as much losses as you can, but also knowing that even though you exit, you can always go back in and purchase that company at a later date just because you are convicted in the fact that this company will do well and you can sit on these shares for a long period of time and then eventually capitalize on your profits and this particular holding. But at the time as you are in it for the short period of time, you are going to experience a lot of gains and losses. That means that you are going to have to be more objective in terms of what you are going to do in that short period of time as those gains and losses happen while you have that particular holding. So I hope that this clarified some of the concerns that I've been getting in terms of the difference between patience and exit strategy. While patience is a virtue, exit strategy keeps you objective. But then again, the exit strategy also prevents you from actually going into that self-fulfilling prophecy and you being stupid by you being stubborn and also completely emotionally attached to what it is that's happening just because you are in it and you feel as though because you are in it, it's going to do good because it's me. So my reflection on this, after AMC and PEI, I purchased a company by the name of Palantir, which IPO'd in late 2020. I purchased 2 shares at $25 and later on purchased another 1 or 2 shares at $27 and told myself that I wouldn't necessarily spend no more than $28 on this company while in the early stages of my investment. And I also told myself before I purchased this company that I would sell my shares I purchased at a loss if it hit $22. So later on it hit $22.22. I said, okay, well, screw it. I'm gonna sell these shares, take my losses and call it a day. But then after I sold my shares, Palantir dropped to $21. Did I buy more shares? No, I didn't at that time because I still was in the learning stages of how to actually deal with this buying in and selling at a loss and also getting in even though I sold it at the early stages, so I did not buy in. So then Palantir recovered to about $26. I bought some more shares in the company and it went all the way up to like $38 I think this year. I bought some shares at 33, but even on this year as well, after I did this re-entering into the company, I said that if this share price goes to $18, I will sell all the shares I have at a loss, even though this is a company I am planning on holding in for at least 5 years. But in the short period of time, I am going to do what is necessary for me to do in terms of taking those losses as quickly as possible and re-entering this company when I have the chance to do so at a cheaper price if my exit strategy is triggered for my losses. The share price dropped to about $18 and some change, which never actually hit my $18. And then I purchased some more shares as it went up back to $19 and so on. And now the company is currently trading at $25 and I haven't necessarily needed to exit this company for a loss as yet. But is it gonna hit my exit strategy? Maybe it will within this year or even next year. But the thing is that I want to make sure that my losses are not as much as possible, but also giving myself a very decent amount of range in terms of the price I purchased this company and also the exit strategy that I have so that I don't suffer as much losses as possible. But in addition to that, don't exit the company too early so that I don't benefit from what I anticipate this company doing in the next 5 years or so based on their underlying fundamentals and the industry that they are in and what they are trying to do. In addition to that, the people who are leading the company are some venture capitalists who I respect in terms of what they do. So therefore, because they are the CEO and the co-CEO of this company, then I feel as though, okay, well, maybe under their leadership, then this company would likely be able to accomplish what they want to accomplish within the next 5 years or so. So not saying that it's going to happen, but then again, if I do end up losing the money that I invested in this company, that's a small price for me to pay, which is me losing that money. But the overall outcome that I may potentially benefit from this company, if it does become profitable, is so much more greater than the potential loss that I may suffer in the short term. So I hope this cleared up some of the confusion between patience and exit strategy. Just remember that you can be patient, but you don't have to be stupid while remaining patient. And with that said, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share this content with anybody that you feel as though may benefit from it. And if there are any questions or if you have any feedback, drop it down in the comment below, and I will be greatly be able to see how it is that I'm answering these questions, as well as adding value to what it is that you guys are coming here to dedicate some part of your day to watch these episodes. So then next week, we are going to look at where I would invest my first $100 today if I wanted to get as much return as possible, and so that you guys can see how I would start if I were to start all over with $100. So peace, love, enjoyment. Deuces, I'm Audi. See you guys next week.